Netflix truly has diverse content for all age groups. A testament to this is Netflix hit adult comedy show, Big Mouth, with a season 6 in development. To capitalize on the show's success, Netflix announced a spin-off of the show in 2019. Human Resources. The spin-off show would be a funny take if hormone-run monsters were in the office. But it looks like the show has some teary-eye moments too. The show seems to be a funny satire about workplace comedy at a surface level, just like The Office. However, some of its episodes, like the 8th episode called The Light, and especially the 9th episode called It's Almost Over, are highly emotional, making people bawl like babies. In episode It's Almost Over, it's not looking suitable for Yara. After breaking her hip at the nursing home, Amir had to bring her home. But instead, he chooses to let her live with his family, no longer trusting they can take care of her, which is a strain on everyone, with Yara getting increasingly sick and her limited memories fading. Keith from Grief shows up and joins Amir's team, which isn't a good sign as it means Amir has realized his mother is dying, albeit very deep down since he's unwilling to deal with his emotions and is instead living in denial. Pete works with Doug to keep Keith at bay because, of course, the logical part of Doug doesn't want to succumb to the overwhelming emotions. As anyone who has ever experienced it knows, the problem with grief is that it doesn't just go away. The only way out is through. Keith starts as a cute sweater-looking creature, but it becomes an uncontrollable monster when you ignore the grief. The more Amir and Pete try to push Keith away, the angrier he becomes until he manifests into a giant monstrosity that chases them down the street. Meanwhile, Walter is also having difficulty accepting Yara's impending death, so he takes her out for one last day to enjoy her memories of Safi and her beautiful long life. All Yara asks for in her final days is some candy, so Walter and her granddaughter, Natalie, take her to get it and appreciate what little time they have left with her. Ultimately, Amir realizes that his mother is dying, and there is nothing he can do about it. He finally accepts Keith and starts to work through his grief, while spending the last days with Yara as she lays in her bed, and all of her family surrounds her until she passes away peacefully. Like Amir, Walter also has a tough time coping, and it's Natalie who comforts him as she's suddenly able to see him. I'm assuming Natalie can see him because his client is dying, or perhaps Walter will become Natalie's love bug. The entire ending of this episode is genuine and moving. There aren't many jokes, and it's played pretty straight. The writers did a fantastic job portraying grief and showcasing how it affects people differently. And the cherry on top is the ending title card that dedicates this episode to the late actor Willie Garson, who lent his vocal talents to a few episodes of Big Mouth. That was it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.